Recording in progress.
DepEd's 2024 Corodo Gas Capital Outlay with an ABC of 342,007,953 pesos and 28 centavos with contract duration of 600 calendar days. For the eligibility requirements, Class A documents, legal documents, we have SEC, DTI, or CDA. Mayor's permit issued by the city or municipality where the principal place of the prospective bidder is located and tax clearance certificate is finally reviewed and approved by BIR. For technical documents, we have PICAB or special PICAB license in case of joint venture, records of completed contracts both government and private, records of all its ongoing government and private contracts, including awarded but not yet started, and records of SLCC similar to the contract, should be adjusted to current price using PSA current price index and should have a contract amount equivalent to at least 50% of the ABC. A contract shall be considered similar to the contract to be bid if it has the same major categories of work and any of the following are the categories of work that can be considered. For this project, the major category of work is buildings construction without piles, high-rise concrete frames, 6 and above stories. And for similar category, please refer to page 15 of 24 of DO number 117 series of 27. For the required pickup license, for this project, the size range is large A license category W. For the financial documents, audited financial statements stamped received by the BIR is duly credited and authorized institutions for the preceding calendar year which should not be earlier than 2 years from the date of bid submission. Tax returns filed and taxes paid through the BIR electronic filing and payment system, and computation of NFCC of at least equal to ABC computed using the prescribed formula. NFCC is equal to quantity current assets minus current liabilities times 15 minus value of unfinished projects including awarded projects not yet started coinciding with the contract to be bid. For Class B documents, we have valid joint venture agreement. Each partner of the joint venture shall submit their respective field of certificates of registration in accordance with Section 20.2.9.1 of the IRR of RA 12009. The submission of the technical and financial eligibility documents by any of the joint venture partners constitute compliance, provided that the partner responsible to submit the NFCC shall likewise submit the statement of all its ongoing contracts and audited financial statements. For the submission and receipt of bids, contents of first envelope or the technical proposal, we have field of certificate of registration, platinum membership, pickup license and registration or special pickup if joint venture, statement of all ongoing government and private contracts, statement of SLCC, NFCC computation, GVA if applicable, bid security in the prescribed form, amount, and validity period, project requirements such as organizational chart for the contract to be bid, list of contractors' personnel, list of contractor, major construction and laboratory equipment, and omnibus word statements. Also, we have ISO 9001, 2015 certification requirement for large A, medium B, and medium A contractors in the procurement of infrastructure projects of the department as per DO 110 series of 2024. For the bid security, the bid validity period and bid security validity period is 120 calendar days from the date of submission and opening of bids, and the bidder shall submit a bid securing declaration or any form of bid security enumerated. For cash or cashier's or manager's check issued by a bank, the amount of bid security is not less than 2% of the ABC. For bank draft or guarantee or irrevocable letter of credit issued by a bank, provided however that it shall be confirmed or authenticated by a local bank if issued by a foreign bank, and for surety bond callable upon demand issued by a surety or insurance company duly certified by the Insurance Commission as authorized to issue such security, not less than 5% of the ABCs. For the contents of second envelope or the financial proposal, VAT is 5%. Bid form must be in accordance with the form prescribed in Section 9 or the Philippine bidding documents related forms, bid prices in the BOQ, detailed estimates accordance to DO 197 series of 2016. The following items shall not be subjected to OCM and profit markup. We have mobilization and demobilization, provision of service vehicle, and permits and clearances. Also, according to DO 197 series of 2016, the following non-civil works items shall not be subjected to OCM markup. We have field or laboratory office and living quarters with rental basis, furnishing of furniture, lab equipment, survey equipment, and consumables, assistance to the engineers, photographs, health and safety, traffic management, environmental compliance, and communication equipment. Also, cash flow by the quarter and payment schedule. Bid submission may be done manually or electronically or online. However, bidders should only select one mode of submission, either manual or electronic. Similar to manual submission, the guidelines for the preparation and submission of an electronic bid are contained in the BDS ITB Clause 19. For bids to be submitted electronically or online, the procedure should be observed following DO 87-2020. If submitting through representative, it must be accompanied by a notarized SPA, board or partnership resolution, and SEC cert as proof of authorization. Additionally, the representative must present a valid company ID, a valid personal ID, and proof of employment such as certificate of employment to ensure the representative is an official company member and to prevent fraudulent actions such as the unauthorized use of another contractor's eligibility for personal gain. Bids must be duly received by the Back Secretariat for manual submission or at electronic bids _ NCR at dpwh.gov.ph for electronic submission on or before November 4, 2025 at 9:00 a.m. Late bids shall not be accepted. For the bid evaluation, the financial component of the bids of each past bidder shall be evaluated using non-discretionary criteria, including arithmetical corrections for computational errors, and thus determine the correct total calculated bid prices. The bank shall automatically disqualify any total calculated bid price which exceeds the ABC. The following factors are to be considered in the evaluation of the bid prices. For completeness, no price or a zero or a dash fee to the government. All prices are deemed to include all taxes, and bids not addressing or providing all of the required items in the bidding documents, including where applicable BQ, shall be considered non-responsive. For arithmetical corrections, bid prices in figures versus words prevail. Total price versus unit price per item prevails. Total price versus actual sum of component items, actual sum prevails. And unit cost in detailed estimate versus unit cost in BOQ prevails. And if above ABC, non-compliant. For the post-qualification, verification of legal requirements such as licenses, certificates, permits, agreements submitted by the bidder, and non-inclusion in a blacklist. For technical requirements, we have key personnel, minimum work experience requirements should be satisfied. Availability and commitment of major construction equipment. Failure of the prospective bidder to state the complete technical description of the pledged equipment and the specific location where their own later on the purchase agreement shall result in the bidder's automatic post-disqualification for award of contract and forfeiture of its bid security per DO 58 series of 2012. Performance in ongoing government and private contracts, negative slippage of at least 15% in any one project or negative slippage of at least 10% in each of two or more contracts, failure of the contractor to commence repair work and complete ongoing contracts in the prescribed date after the receipt of notice of defects and deficiencies, failure of the contractor to commence repair works on contracts with pending certificates of acceptance in the prescribed date after the receipt of notice of defects and failures, substandard quality of works or unsatisfactory performance per contract term and conditions at the time of inspection, and DO 127 series of 2018 are the strict application of RA 9184 in the conduct of the post-qualification of bidders with the late ongoing contracts with the DPWH, and authenticity of bid security. For the financial requirements, we have bid price proposal and NFCC. Notes on the personnel and equipment requirements of the project as per DO number 9 series of 2012. If a proposed key technical personnel is an employee of the bidder and working on another project at the same time of the bidding, the bidder shall submit a certification that the personnel will be pulled out from the ongoing project once the bidder is awarded the contract, and he or she will be replaced with another person with equal or better qualifications as certified by the head of the implementing office. The bidder may propose a key technical personnel who is not its employee, provided that the said personnel is required to submit a certification that he or she will work for the bidder if it is awarded the contract under bidding, and this certification shall be included in the first envelope of the CLP. Also to be verified during post-qualification is the set of equipment pledged by the bidder. The bidder should specify in the submitted bid the location of the equipment where they can be inspected, and if any equipment is not in the specified location, then the bidder shall be post-disqualified. For the list of key personnel for this project, we have one project manager, one project engineer, one project inspector, one electrical engineer, and one mechanical engineer, each with 5 years total experience and 3 years, same position and similar works. Also, we need one materials engineer, should be DPWH accredited materials engineer one safety officer with 40 hours seminar on health and safety, one registered nurse with 3 years total experience and 2 years same position in similar works, and one foreman with 3 years total experience and 2 years same position in similar works. Note, please include the T numbers of all the pledged personnel, and please refer to Department Order Number 227, Series of 2024 for the project engineer, or the suspension of Department Order Number 148, Series of 2024. Also, for the materials engineer, the DPWH accredited materials engineer should be in accordance with the issued Department Order 98 Series of 2016 or the revised guidance on the accreditation of contractors or consultants materials engineers. For the list of major construction equipment, this may be owned, leased, or under purchase agreement supported by certification of availability of equipment from the equipment lessor or vendor for the duration of the project. We have backhoe with breaker, dump truck, plate compactor, concrete vibrator, concrete pump, bar cutter, bar bender, one bagger mixer, welding machine, cutting outfit, and truck mounted crane. For the contract award, the contract shall be awarded to the bidder whose bid has been determined to be the lowest calculated and responsive bid as a result of the detailed evaluation and post-qualification conducted. The successful bidder shall be notified through the issuance of notice of award within the bid validity period and must be confirmed with the successful bidder in writing within 2 days upon receipt thereof. Note on subcontracting, subcontracting is not allowed. Common reasons for rejection of bids, ineligibility, and post-disqualification of bidder: failure to submit original copy of the surety bond certified by the Insurance Commission indicating the name of project, the procuring entity, and name of contractor; shorter bid validity and bid security validity period; overlapping of pledged equipment and committed key technical personnel; failure to indicate the validity of bid in the bid form; late submission of bid; failure to submit supporting documents such as certification of availability of equipment from the equipment lessor or vendor for the duration of the project if equipment pledge is to be leased or purchased; negative slippage in ongoing projects, negative 15% or more or negative 10% in each of 2 or more ongoing projects; and unsatisfactory CPS rating. Common errors in the submission of bids: incomplete pages of the bid documents, both technical and financial, and authority of the signatory to sign on behalf of the bidder. For single proprietor, signatory should be the owner and proprietor only. For corporation or cooperative, board secretary certificate and board resolution. For joint venture resolution or agreement. And for partnership as indicated in the articles of partnership. Reminder, deadline for submission of clarification is until October 24, 2025 at 4 o'clock p.m. Addressed to Attorney Jordan KSR David, back chairperson. Deadline for submission of bids is November 4, 2025 at 9 o'clock a.m. Number of copies of bid proposal is 1 original copy and 2 copies of the first or technical and second or financial envelope of its bid. And place of submission of bids is DPWH NCR, back conference room. Also, we have memorandum dated March 6, 2023 of the Department Secretary regarding the reiteration of department policies or issuances on the sale of bidding documents and enrollment in the CWA prior bidding. Item 1, in accordance with the Department Citizens Charter and a numbered memorandum dated December 27, 2021, only the following documents are required from the prospective bidder prior sale of the bidding documents. We have company ID or any government issued ID and authorization letter if not authorized liaison officer in the CWA, and letter of intent for foreign funded projects. Also in accordance or in compliance for Section 81.1 and Section 82 of the IRR of RA 12009, all prospective bidders shall be required to submit a sworn disclosure of relations and beneficial ownership, clearly identifying the natural persons who untimely own or ultimately own, control, or benefit from the bidding entity, whether directly or indirectly through shareholding, voting rights, contractual agreements or arrangements, or means of control. Also, we have the O28 series of 2024 or the three-strike policy in the procurement of infrastructure, goods, and consulting services contracts to establish a fair and transparent system for managing offenses committed by bidders in the procurement of infrastructure, goods and consulting services projects through public bidding. Next, we have the O10 110 series of 2024 or the implementation of ISO 9001:2015 certification requirement for large A, medium B, and medium A contractors in the procurement of infrastructure projects of the department. All contractors are hereby required to submit the said certification starting calendar year 2025. And last, we have the O227 series of 2024 or the suspension of Department Order Number 148 series of 2024, and this is to address the foreseen delay in the implementation of new infrastructure projects due to the unavailability of DPWH accredited project engineers. The 0148 series of 2024 is hereby suspended until further notice. However, this is not applicable to the implementation and construction of buildings and bridges. Attached are the memos for your reference. Thank you. Are there any questions po? If there are no more questions, as instructed by our chairperson, may we now adjourn this procurement activity. Thank you po.
Hello, ma'am.
Yes, sir.
From Dumduma Construction po. May we ask if there is requirement for site inspection?
Wala naman po, sir. Option niyo po if you want to conduct yes, sir. If you want, willing naman po kaming i-assist kayo. Request lang po kayo sa amin.
Noted po, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good morning, ma'am. Ma'am Raymond Rivera from DPWH po.
Okay, acknowledge po.
Ma'am, regarding na sa mga plano, kasi parang wala po yung mga schedule ng structural natin.
Double check namin, sir, and if wala po, mag-issue na lang po kami ng supplemental bid po.
Okay, ma'am. Including na rin po yung mga finishes natin, tsaka yung mga tagging, and door and window schedule po.
Sir, pwedeng request namin to formally. Gawa po tayo ng letter and then
Okay.
thank you, pa-email na lang sa amin or padala niyo po dito sa office. Thank you.
Noted, ma'am. Thank you, thank you.
Any more questions po? Again, if there are no more questions, as instructed by our back chairperson, may we now adjourn this procurement activity. Thank you po.
Thank you po.
Record.